Cheers, Paula.
Cheers.
So tonight we are in Annapolis, Maryland.
We're in Annapolis. So awesome.
Oh my gosh, what a cool place.
It is. It's very cool.
But we're not here to talk about Annapolis.
No.
We're here to think about what happened about a month ago as we traveled out of the Erie Canal and onto the Hudson River down to New York.
That's right.
And it was such a relief. We loved the Erie Canal, but it felt good to get out of it.
So Paula, we are almost 2 months into our trip, and we just finished the last lock out of the Erie Canal. We have one more lock on the Hudson tomorrow. How do you feel?
We're done with locks for a long time.
Basically, we ended in Waterford, and another beautiful town.
Yeah.
Far less urban renewal there. So you had buildings and things from the 1700s and 1800s.
That's right.
Really fascinating and beautiful. And then learning about the first locks that they built coming up out of the Hudson River up to the falls on what's the name of that river? The Mohawk River. So
we spent a lot of time on the Mohawk River.
We did. So they had to build a flight of 6 locks to get from the Hudson River up to the top of the Mohawk River, and that's really cool to see because it's really where the Erie Canal was first built.
So I'm on lock 2 of the Erie Canal, and you can see to the right there, that was actually, I think, the original canal that went north to south, which is the Champlain Canal, and right next to us is the original lock system.
As we came through, Albany kind of drew us to her because there's beautiful buildings right on the river. University of New York or University of Albany is right there on the river, and we had to take a stop. And just like the other towns we had seen in upper New York State, urban renewal had wiped out half of her, and bad economy had wiped out the rest.
So we wouldn't have thought otherwise, but sad is that almost every building in this gorgeous city is empty and closed.
This is downtown Albany, New York. The capital of New York State is Albany. Beautiful town with amazing architecture, and yeah, about half of the doors are closed, man. Not open.
Yeah.
Nobody living there, nobody working there.
So we are on State Street in Albany, and you can see this beautiful building behind me. No idea what it is or was. And then you can see urban renewal here, where Hilton built the ugliest building in the world next to a gorgeous church. And then here we are at St. Peter's, which was built in 1859, and so much beauty in this town.
So today we are traveling down the Hudson River. We come from the town of Hudson, which was delightful, headed towards Kingston. In the background, you can see the Catskill Mountains, which really surprised me at how big they are. And we are starting to get to Millionaire's Row, where the Vanderbilts and Rockefellers built their mansions along the Hudson. This is the Kingston Bridge up ahead of us, and we are happy. It was supposed to be rainy today, but it's sunny. It's very easy to navigate down the Hudson. There's very little to worry about. And I don't know, Paula, what do you think?
I am enjoying this nice wide water.
We are 90 miles from Manhattan, 90 miles from the ocean, and we are facing a 1 to 2 knot current coming towards us. So up the river, because the tide goes 140 miles all the way up to Albany. And So even though this is a river, it's also a tidal basin.
We stopped in Kingston for the night.
Kingston.
Very pleasant surprise.
Yes.
And here in Kingston,
That's where we stayed outside the Savannah.
Yeah, the old Savannah restaurant.
The old Savannah
for free.
restaurant.
And all we had to do was eat there.
Yes.
And it's also where our dinghy once again came in really handy.
Yep.
That dinghy and the dinghy lift, that Presto lift, we dropped the dinghy and suddenly we're exploring from a view that you can't get any other way.
And we had an evening dinghy stroll.
That's right.
That was very nice.
That's right.
The lights and all the glittery twinkles everywhere.
We are here in Kingston.
Yes.
And it is beautiful. It's really a pretty place.
It's a very pretty inlet and a very, very nice town that we've seen so far, but we did get rained out, didn't we?
We did get rained out, but look at this cool railroad bridge.
Yeah.
OMG, it's so cool.
It is so cool.
I like it. We kept going under railroad bridges that were built back in the late 1800s, early 1900s by the Vanderbilts. Massive, massive bridges.
Yes. And so we found the Vanderbilt Mansion.
In Hyde Park.
We did. Really cool to go through the Vanderbilt Mansion with all of its original furnishings.
Yes.
Glorious room spaces. I loved the design of this house because you walked in to a square home, a rectangular home, but yet you walk into a circular, great room, and all of the rooms were spokes off of this great room. It was really cool design, and just the marble and the different tapestries, things from all over the world, all 100% original in pristine condition. It was really a very beautiful home.
And the thing of it is whenever the Vanderbilts did anything, they did it right.
Yes.
That all of the furnishings are original. He has tapestries from the Medicis. They basically went across Europe and the Orient, taking masterpieces. The carpet in the dining room is the most expensive thing in the house. It alone is worth $10 million.
Check this out. Look how the door opens.
Oh yeah.
And it's a tapestry on the inside.
Oh yeah, it's a funky hinge.
Right.
And if you looked at the brickwork or the stonework or any of the interior design, it looked like it could have been done yesterday.
And the exterior as well. Perfect condition.
Yeah.
Not a chip or a crack anywhere in the construction of that home.
No,
just drop
really
dead
cool.
gorgeous. Yes.
We picked up our good friends Andrew and Iris. I had gone to college with Andrew, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
Cheers,
35,
Andrew.
35. Let's see, 39 years.
39 years, Andrew. And we picked them up in Poughkeepsie. And
Poughkeepsie, New York.
the first thing we did was we walked 4 or 5 miles that morning with Iris because she's a walker.
She's a professional walker.
And we walked over one of those train bridges, which has been converted to a walking bridge.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. And
Great.
then started the most magical part of the trip so far. So we passed through West Point. I could talk for a half an hour about West Point because
it was beautiful.
Set
in the Catskills?
Well, near the Catskills, but
near the Catskills.
It's basically
on cliffs for sure.
There's a mount. The mountain had been cut by the river.
Yeah.
There's a choke point in the river.
Right.
At West Point, you can really see why that would be where you would build a fort.
Strategic location.
A very strategic
for
location
a fort.
for a fort, which later became our
Prestigious
school for the Army.
That's right.